Hey, what's going on everybody? Rick here, just finishing up my day at Islands of Adventure, giving you the first updates for the year 2026. But before I get too far ahead of myself, let's go back to the start of my day and see how it all went down. My first theme park visit of 2026, and I'm thankful for it. But technically, or actually I should say, I was in a theme park on January 1st. So this may be not my first visit to a theme park in 2026. We'll talk about that in a little bit. January 2nd, 2026, and we still have the pass holder line or entrance at Islands of Adventure. That's good news. 2025 was the first year for that pass holder entrance. Looks like it's going to stick around for another one. A few more days of the Christmas decor. Oh heck, who are we kidding? Universal's not going to take it down that quickly. Not like Disney. Disney transforms overnight. Might be a week or so before Universal gets their Christmas decorations down. Not that there's anything wrong with that. We've had a bit of a cold snap the past few days, which means at the entry to the Port of Entry Trading Company store, they have the hoodies out front to help keep everyone warm. Even though the holiday celebration ends on January 4th, we'll still have the old Christmas shop here in the Port of Entry every day. At the end of the Port of Entry, the lighting rigging, the stages, the DJ booth, all still here, which I presume was used during New Year's Eve. I don't know, I wasn't here. I was at the better place for New Year's Eve, Epic Universe. So yeah, some of you did tune in, or a lot of you did tune in to the Rix Rockin' New Year's Eve at Epic Universe. A good time. They had a DJ pumping music through the entirety of Celestial Park. I think it would have been better if they had some stilt walkers or maybe some performers or some dancers there at the Hemisphere stage as well. But the fireworks presentation was awesome. I think the best fireworks Universal Orlando has ever done. Plus, leaving the park was super easy. I did see some social media posts where leaving Islands of Adventure and leaving Studios, it didn't go so well, which was my experience. I think it was New Year's Eve of 2023, where we were here for New Year's Eve. Afterwards, we went to the parking garage, we backed out of our space, moved 10 feet and sat for an hour. I hear it was pretty bad here at Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure City Walk New Year's Eve night, but Epic Universe was a breeze to leave, and like I said, had the best fireworks I've ever seen Universal do. Now if you go back and you watch my live stream, my Epic Universe live stream on New Year's Eve, on replay I had to cut out a lot of it because of copyrighted music, so just be aware of that. You're not going to see the full effect that actually happened because of that copyright. But anyway, oh my goodness, what's in here? Is Henry afraid to enter? Bad memory perhaps? I think so, but we can enter through here. So what is this in the water? Was this used for fireworks for New Year's Eve? I don't know, I wasn't here. If you were here, let me know. Did they do fireworks from this platform? Enlighten me, please. I mean, that would be my guess, but there could be some other reason for it. As we head into Seuss Landing, something I'm curious about. Will these LED Christmas ball, Christmas trees return next year? And if so, will they work? They didn't this year. Last week I saw some social media posts about a new merchandise item that was here. I'm gonna try to find it today. It seems like it would be a popular Grinch item and may have sold out. The wait time for the High in the Sky trolley is, wait for it, 40 minutes. All right, into Gertrude McFuzz. Try to find that Grinch item. A Grinch Squishmallow. for $25. They have plenty of them. See, there's a whole wall of them. Look, they have a big old sign pointing the way for the New Year's Eve party station. I bet that platform was for fireworks. I can't remember if I mentioned this in a live stream or if I did in a video or not, but the bridge over to the Lost Continent is completed now, except for removing some of the last bit of scaffolding. Will this be the year we finally get some demo and reno of the Lost Continent? It's gotta happen eventually, right? Right? I think the Mystic Fountain is gonna get some renovation done in late March or maybe in April. We'll have to keep tabs on this. The wait time to meet the Grinch was 80 minutes. But let's go see what the wait time for Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure is. At the cart here today, you can have ice cream or hot butterbeer. That's Florida. Actually, today is perfect weather, a high of 72. Shorts, little long sleeve t-shirt, awesome. Whew, it is a 3-hour wait for this ride. 180 minutes. I did my math right, didn't I? Pretty long wait for the Forbidden Journey too at 50 minutes. That's a long time to wait for a ride that's on my list at number 1 to make you sick. Welcome to Jurassic Park. This is the hardest structure to get all 4 flames going. They just can't do it. At the moment, Velocicoaster is a 60-minute wait. I'll be curious to see what the wait time is, I don't know, 7 to 10 days from now. Should be less. This is the last weekend for the Jurassic Park River Adventure. I think I will ride it, I think tomorrow. I think Saturday night we'll ride it because it won't open again until at least November 19th at the earliest. There are some team members who think, oh, I don't know if we'll be done then. We'll see though. This is the last weekend for it for sure though. Closes on January 5th. It's not often that I find new Kong merchandise at this little kiosk, but we do have something here. Look at the lamp. $130 for the lamp. They just made an announcement over the King Kong loudspeakers. Next expedition leaves in 100 minutes. I haven't seen or heard of a wait time that long for Kong in a very long time. But it's nothing to lose your head over. You don't have to be shy about doing a water ride today. You'll dry off and warm up in the Florida sun. It's a little odd that tomorrow, which is Saturday, will be 77. Monday will also be 77, but Sunday, the day in between, is going to be 69. Once again, that's Florida. Here at the Midway Games, at the Whack-A-Mole to be exact, some new Wizard of Oz plushes that you can win. These look different than what they've had before, slightly. Don't know if it's a different company. They look a little more, what's the word, cherub? Or just babyish? A little more anime, I don't know. They look different than before, but there you go. Come win a Wizard of Oz plush at the Whack-A-Mole. The Balloon Poppy game has something I don't think I've ever seen here. They look like different types of, are they supposed to be mermaids? They have tails. They look like kind of mermaids, but are they cat mermaids or what? Maybe. Let's see, let's look at the little, the tag. Good Stuff Original. Mermaid cats, yes. Mermaid cats. I can hear the Marvel Superhero Island music from here. They are really jamming out in here today. Another high wait time, this one for Spider-Man. It has a 70-minute wait. Growing up, Spider-Man was my favorite superhero, so our Spider-Man merch of the day is this Spider-Man mug for $25. That's one side. Here is the other side. Both are pretty cool, but I think I like this side the best. Wow, you are not going to believe the wait time for the Hulk. 100 minutes. I cannot remember the last time I've seen a wait time so high for the Hulk. So there you go. Maybe a little shorter video than usual as we tried to get back into the swing of things after the holidays. Don't miss the magic, don't miss the fun. See you next time.